All right, so we're back with two special guests today on Pet Pals, as we promised. I have Chrissy, who is about 2 to 3 years old, and Randy has Jill, who's about 4 years old. And these guys are ferrets. Jill is considered a silver ferret. She's mostly white, but you can tell like the silver coloring on her. And then I've got Jill, or Chrissy, who is a dark-eyed white. So she's predominantly white. She's got a little smudge of silver on her forehead and muzzle, but and she's got the dark eyes. So these guys are from a collection of ferrets that were actually abandoned. They were left behind by their owner and walked out on, and we responded and brought them into the shelter. So there's a few things that need to be addressed. The primary thing is that there is really no reason to abandon an animal. We are the one and only animal shelter in Frederick County. We're open admission, meaning that if your pets need us, we are available for you. We're here 6 days a week, open to the public. We respond to phone calls and concerns through the day, and certainly for emergencies 24/7. Every day of the year, whether it's snowing, whether it's a holiday, we are here to serve the public. So if you're having an issue and need an emergency situation resolved with your pets, you want to make sure you call us. The other thing is that when you abandon an animal, we don't have as much information about that animal. So while we do the best we can to place animals, if we can't get in touch with an owner, if the owner leaves and leaves no forwarding information, we have a more difficult time. We can usually figure things out as far as ages and certainly species and social qualities of an animal, but it makes it so much easier if we have that information firsthand from an owner. And the other thing to discuss is ferrets in general. They are considered exotics. So dogs and cats are pretty traditional pets, but ferrets require special food. They need proper nutrition to keep them as healthy as possible. These little guys were left with cat food, which is not appropriate for ferrets. So the other thing, ferrets can have a unique set of health issues all their own. So you need to have in your little tool bag, if you're going to own a ferret, you need a veterinarian that is fluent in ferret diseases, preventatives, vaccines. They do require a rabies vaccine in the state of Maryland by the time they're 4 months old. They also get a series of other vaccines that we've provided. So these little girls are already spayed. They are descented, but they still have a little musky odor, and they are mustelids, so they are part of actually the skunk family. So you want to keep that in mind also. As charming as they are, as fun as they are, they're a big responsibility. So you need to be able to have resources. You want to make sure that you invest time, and you want to make sure that you keep them social. They can be a little nippy, just like any animal that has teeth. You want to make sure that you're able to trim their nails. And these little girls are, from what I'm gathering, they're fairly easy to handle, but ferrets do what they do best. They ferret around. So definitely have an energy level. You want to make sure that you keep them safe. They can travel down sinks and drains and get behind refrigerators and under furniture and places that you probably never gave thought to until you've owned a ferret. So we certainly have on hand, we're lucky to have a good ferret resource, one of our foster care providers that is fluent in all things ferrets. So if you have questions, concerns, if you're considering adopting one or getting one from a rescue organization, consider us a resource. Certainly make a phone call, place an email, and we can certainly answer any questions that you might have. But these little guys are up for adoption, and again, you want to make sure that you call ahead. They're in foster care. They don't actually live in the shelter. We protect them in foster care just because the shelter can get very noisy, very loud, when we want to make sure that they're in the best environment that they can be in, so they're actually in a home. But again, I've got Chrissy, and Randy has Jill, and these girls are looking for a forever home.